Hello, spellcasters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 31st episode of our third level spell series. Today we have, admittedly, one of the most underutilized spells in the game. At least as far as my experience recalls, I can't remember a single caster I've played with ever using this spell, which is really disappointing because it's a fantastic one in my opinion, and I've used it several times as a DM to great effect every single time. In any case, today we're talking about Hypnotic Pattern. This spell is usable by the Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, and the Wizard, as so far as to say it's found on their spell lists, and it is found in the good old Player's Handbook, so we should all have access to it. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at its mechanics. Its effect at a glance is as followed. On a failed save, creatures in the area are charmed, incapacitated, and have a speed of 0. The effect lasts for the spell's duration or until an affected creature takes damage or has an action used on it, naturally to kind of snap it out of it, you know. The cast time is 1 action, the range is a mind-boggling 120 feet, and the area of effect is a pretty substantial 30-foot cube. The duration is 1 minute, and it is concentration, so do bear that in mind. The saving throw is wisdom, and the components are somatic and material. That's right, no verbal components. Pretty dang cool. Love it. And this school is, unsurprisingly, illusion. If you can't tell, I'm a pretty big fan of this spell. Really like it. Whether or not I pick it kind of depends on the build I'm going for, but moving forward upon doing some more research on it, I do consider it a pretty strong choice if you're not trying to build a DPS caster. That being said, let's take a look at its full description and talk about it a little bit further. You create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. And the material component, in case you were wondering, I didn't mention it earlier, my bad, is a glowing stick of incense or crystal vial filled with phosphorescent materials. It's really good. I like it. You got incredible range, you got the exclusion of verbal components, and naturally the charmed effect is fantastic. So it is pretty dang good. It does a lot of stuff. The only real downside is it isn't really available for upcasting, which means warlocks aren't super likely to take it. But whatever, now let's move on to some alternative uses. But before we do not forget to check out my other channel, Chance's Guide to Pathfinder 2e, where we're doing a full guide on everything to do with Pathfinder 2e, from character creation to ancestries to all the feats in between. It's pretty good stuff. I think we got just over 100 episodes now, so it's pretty fantastic. That being said, let's dive right into the alternative uses. The first one is, of course, crowd control. This is fantastic, especially if you're dealing with a mob or even giving a powerful speech or anything, really. The world is your oyster. Ultimately, you could technically use this for a bank heist as well, which is pretty cool, which leads to the second point. Anytime you want to plan to go off without a hitch, this is a great thing to have in your back pocket, not just because of the charmed effect, but also because of that speed reduction. People can't really chase after you if they can't move. Pretty fantastic. And along that same vein of thought, this is ideal to use on guards or even groups of guards. Not just, once again, because of the speed, but that incapacitated condition. They don't know what they're going to see. It's going to be pretty cool. They can't take actions. They can't take reactions. Life is good for the party who successfully pulls the spell off. That being said, let me know what you think of Hypnotic Pattern down beneath in the comment section. Be sure to mention any thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns you have. That being said, I hope you all have a great day, and as always, happy adventuring, my friends.